there, Gemini. Welcome to your mid-September 2023 General Tarot update. It's Raina here. Well, with the Virgo energy still happening, Gemini, this is your fourth house of home and family, so you may be feeling uncharacteristically sentimental, maudlin even. The Mercury retrograde is here, so anyone who is trying to buy a home or do something with their home may find this comedy of errors with different things not going properly. Just know that this too shall pass. By the time the reading, this is what it's intended for, you will see that it was all for naught, all of the worry, because you're going to, it will sort itself out. Gosh, I was a little tongue-tied there. Wow, okay. So let's look at this. We have several major arcana cards. And the significance is there are many more minor arcana than major. So, statistically, it's pretty significant that we're seeing this. And so let's talk about it. The heart of the matter is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is a card of, whenever you have a two, you have this duality. So a lot of times it can be a choice, or the feeling like you need to make a choice. Maybe you don't have to, but you want to, but or maybe you're kind of like not sure what to do about a situation. Now you see the globe there. Sometimes this can even be about relocating. So that can even figure into the fourth house as well. And you might be like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. Like, what should I do? And the truth is that, even with the wands, it can be two careers in particular. Now, speaking of career, astrologically, in the 10th house of career, this is Pisces for you. So there may have been some developments because, look, we have two planets, long-term planets, in your 10th house. We have Neptune and we have Saturn. Talk about strange bedfellows. Saturn is retrograding right now. Actually, Neptune is too. I can't remember when Neptune is going direct. But both of these planets are retrograding, and Neptune can give a person confusion when it comes to their professional life in the 10th house. It can give an aimless quality where the person may be wandering around, kind of not sure exactly which direction to go in. But ever since Saturn entered the 10th, back in March, this may have been a grounding effect. So it might have improved matters. But with Neptune retrograde, there might be this, there might have been, or it could still occur, this reality check. Neptune deals in illusions, but when it's retrograding, it kind of pulls back the curtain and makes you see the truth. So that might be causing some Gemini people to say, well, I'm not sure I can do this anymore. I might try this other thing. And oh yeah, I mean there was just a full moon. That's right. There was just a full moon in Pisces. There was a blue moon on August 30th. So that may have been a catalyst for some of you career-wise. It was funny because I was just thinking about the Gemini person who couldn't wait to retire and now is like, oh man, I think I should go back into the workforce because you found it boring. And Gemini people need to keep busy out of all the signs. I could see a Taurus person just vegetating. Vegetating. But a Gemini person needs that stimulation, that novelty, that even a mundane job like a retail job, that might be enough to kind of keep that person mentally occupied. Okay, so it might be something along those lines, but also with where you want to live, that might feature into matters. In the past position, we have the Emperor, and this is kind of like getting your life on track, getting yourself on track. If you have been kind of like spinning your wheels or otherwise not very organized in your life, perhaps you did something to get yourself more together, and that has led you to look to other things in your life that are important to you. And also, by the way, because I do have the Two of Cups, so this might be relationship related. And for instance, the Emperor can be an Aries individual. To me, I see like a Capricorn. That's what it feels like to me, but I'm going by what, the astrological correspondences. And this kind of person might be very autocratic, kind of dictating to others, authoritarian. And as a result, this may not be working for you anymore because you feel like you're being controlled and you want control over your life. The Two of Wands can be like, oh, should I stay or should I go? The higher message is the Nine of Swords. Look at how anxiety plays a part in your life. The Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords are somewhat similar, but the Eight of Swords is more of that conditioned response. Other people's attitudes that they have put on you. The Nine of Swords is more of something that perhaps your own thoughts on your own. I think of Gemini as an anxious sign in general because of the Mercury connection, because you're ruled by Mercury. And what happens with Mercury? Thinking and overthinking. And that's really the basis of anxiety. That's why Eckhart Tolle talks about examining your thoughts and even trying to stop them from dominating. I don't think you can actually stop thought, but you can at least be more on top of it so that it isn't running the show, so that you're not just completely being controlled by this outer force. That's really an illusion. And part of that is that awfulizing, that like, what if this doesn't work? What if that doesn't work? And I think it's, human nature and natural to be a bit concerned about that, but you don't want to, make a habit out of that, because that can lead to being in a very limited consciousness, and that will limit your choices in life. You're going to just play it safe. And if you are dealing with fear of leaving a relationship, you really have to ask yourself, what are the consequences for staying in this relationship? If I'm so afraid of leaving it, are there adverse effects for staying there? I think so. I think that might happen. What crosses you is the Two of Cups. Um, this is another thing about the Two of Wands is that there could be two people in your life. With the Venus retrograde that occurred, and even the Mercury retrograde, hearing from people from your past may have occurred or will occur. And when that happens, and it happens to be like a romantic situation, a person may begin to say, wow, maybe I should go back to this other relationship. So with the Emperor, that may be you becoming more self-empowered, and that makes you more likely to want to leave a relationship. But you have to really pay attention to the need for going into a new relationship, and that's the only circumstance that you would leave your current relationship. Sometimes when I'm doing love readings, that is something that occurs where the person is saying, I have these two people, and one of them, I don't know which one I should be with, but it's almost like they're lining up this person. This person's waiting in the wings. If that person is unsure about the new relationship, and that, like I said, this new person could be somebody from your past, that your intuition is probably telling you something if you're not sure about this past relationship, because your higher self may be going like, are you effing kidding me? I mean, what makes you think this person has changed? Like, remember, this person cheated on you. So why is all of a sudden this person contacting you? Is it because they've kind of burned all these bridges and now they're coming back to another person? So whenever somebody thinks about reunion, getting back with someone, think about why you want to. What has changed? Besides time passing by, what has changed with that other person if you broke up with them? And even if they broke up with you, what were the circumstances of that? Did they leave you for another person? And, oh, okay, so that relationship has run its course and now they're coming back to you. But is that really, you know, something that you are happy about, that you feel good about? In that initial blush of, oh wow, they came, they're still thinking about me, they still want to be with me. You have to think, more honestly about the situation, for sure. What's coming in is the World card, and this is the last card of the Major Arcana. And this is another card that could be travel, especially long distances. The Two of Wands, like I said, can be that. So, for instance, let's say you get a job offer and it's overseas. And that's your dilemma with the Two of Wands. Oh, I don't know if, I've never been to this country. I don't know if I want to be there. The World card suggests that you are going to go for it. And certainly Geminis are built for adventure, for exploration. And, if it's outside of your comfort zone, so be it. What's wrong with that? If it's a legitimate offer, if it's a legitimate company. If this is a relationship, it suggests that in your heart of hearts that something within you is ending, like an era is ending, and you want to embrace that ending. And the outcome is the Hangman. I really like the colors of this card. And it's interesting because this card, I believe, is connected to Neptune. And so there's always kind of this unsure quality of the hangman where the person feels like they're hanging in the balance. They're kind of in between two worlds. Sometimes it can be that you make that decision, or it is what it is, that you have to surrender right now. That everything is in flux, which would make sense because you're ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde. So I don't know if Gemini people and Virgo people feel retrogrades more deeply than the rest of us, but um, I mean, even regardless of who I drew this card for, it would be suggesting the same thing, that things are not really solid right now. So we have to go with the flow. And that's just the way it is. This is the world is crazy right now anyhow. So trying to make sense of things or to solidify things may be a pipe dream. But when you let go and you let God, you let go of resistance too. So that can make the desired outcome more likely to occur paradoxically, than when you try to hold on to a current situation and you only end up making things less likely to manifest. And when, sometimes when you don't, I think what I'm trying to say too is that when you don't really know what decision to make, by letting go of the need to make any decision, it can sometimes be a fast track for that actually happening. And with the Two of Wands, there could be two people that you are choosing from, for sure. And you have to remember that if someone, like, let's say that you are married and you're unhappy in your marriage and you have reconnected with a past love and you didn't go out and do this. Maybe they came to you, they contacted you on Facebook or whatever. And now you're kind of like, oh my gosh, what should I do? If that person is married and you're like, okay, but are you willing to leave your partner? And they're kind of, coming up with excuses. You need to pay attention to that because you could be the hangman 3 years from now. There are definitely people that enter into things that are very hazy with a person who's making these hazy promises or hazy excuses. And they just find out the hard way that month after month, year after year, there's always some reason why they can't leave that relationship. So there's a lot to unpack. But anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope that resonates. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care.